All right, North Davies. Coach McNabb back here in Cougar News, second period here at North Davies High School. I'm with Logan and Logan again this morning. We're going to be discussing the NBA Finals and the NBA playoffs in general. We got the playoff bracket pulled up here. It is Friday, October the 9th, and tonight is Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the LA Lakers and the Miami Heat, with the Lakers leading currently 3-1 and a chance to clinch tonight. Guys, this was kind of by request from you guys, so I'm going to let, I'll definitely chime in with some thoughts and opinions, but I'll let you guys kind of lead the way on where you want to go with it and start. And Logan Miller here, a senior, why don't you get us started, Logan? What do you think about how things have been so far in the playoffs, and what do you anticipate seeing tonight in Game 5?
Oh, the playoffs have been fantastic this year. I mean, so many 3-1 comebacks this year alone. The Nuggets played great. I wish they would have went on more. But the Heat took it to another notch. Jimmy Butler finally found guys that wanted to win as much as he did to finally go into the finals with him. And as far as coming back 3-1, I don't know if I don't know if the Heat will defeat the Lakers coming back 3-1. But I think tonight, Jimmy Butler and them are going to come out with a complete different mindset they have, and they're going to fight tonight. It might be a close game.
Okay. Logan, what do you think?
It's been great to me also watching the NBA Finals over quarantine. Especially, that's pretty much all I did all day was sit around and watch the NBA Finals and do my e-learning and stuff. But it's been really exciting. I really like it's just a strange, different environment, and it's new for everybody. And I just really enjoy what the NBA is doing and how they've approached this coronavirus and the protocols they're taking and the safety.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the bubble has certainly been interesting. It's been I'm sure the players are ready to kind of get out of the bubble. The two teams that are left, I'm sure are anxious to get home. That's why I think tonight this bad boy is going to wrap up. I think that both teams I think the Lakers have more incentive than just winning another championship. I think it's to get home. I think there's a lot to play for outside of just winning the title. I think it's winning to get home to your families, to your own bed again. That kind of thing has to be in the players' minds. And I just think Jimmy Butler, like Logan mentioned, had a ridiculous Game 3. Where he had one of the most impressive triple-doubles in NBA Finals history, maybe the most.
The only person in the history of the playoffs to ever best LeBron in points, rebounds, and assists ever. And that's impressive coming from a person that's the GOAT material.
Yeah, it's definitely going to take that type of effort again tonight, I think, from Jimmy Butler if the Heat plan on continuing this series into a Game 6. So, LeBron's looking for his 4th title. He's been to the finals now 10 times, and he's in year 17. He's 35 years old, and he led the league in assists this year. He continues to just kind of defy the odds of a 17-year veteran. Nobody else in the history of the league has done what he is doing at his age. Now, I know he takes a lot of heat for various things on and off the court, but what he does on the court, it's hard to argue. His status and his place in the game. I think you wouldn't get a ton of argument from people anymore saying that he's, probably the second greatest player maybe to ever play. And some will say the first. It just depends on who you ask. So again, it's going to be a fun night. I'm looking forward to watching. I'm looking forward to seeing if the Heat can keep this thing going, or if the Lakers wrap this thing up tonight. But you got another guy on the Lakers, Anthony Davis, that's kind of taken some heat over the years for not stepping up in big moments. Talk about what you've thought of AD this year, Logan, and especially in the playoffs.
When you were done, I was going to kind of mention Anthony Davis because when LeBron was in Cleveland, he didn't really have a dynamic duo, a big weapon, as he does in Anthony Davis when he was here in LA. And Anthony Davis has been big defensively in the paint. He's been a monster in the finals, and he's just really good for LeBron and the rest of the team. Some of the other players in Rajon Rondo, Avery Bradley, Dwight Howard off the bench, JaVale McGee, some of those guys really are there kind of the supporting cast for those two. But I often think that Anthony Davis is kind of overshadowed by LeBron, and I feel like he deserves some recognition for his contribution to the Lakers this season too, Logan.
I believe Anthony Davis has been playing fantastic, the best we've ever seen him play. When he was with the Pelicans, they brought over DeMarcus Cousins. That didn't really pan out, and I think that's because he didn't have. I think what AD needed was a guard, like a shooter, but a person that could just take over the game anytime he wanted. Boogie was not that person. LeBron, he could take over any game when he wants. Right. It's just when he decides. So, in terms of the finals, I've never seen someone be more dominant than AD and LeBron since the Bulls.
Yeah. And
I believe that when it comes time when I'm betting the Lakers are going to win, but not without a fight put up by Jimmy Butler, one last final stand. I think it's going to be hard to choose a Finals MVP because Anthony Davis has just been keep performing clutch again and just performing in these moments.
Yeah. No, you're right. And Davis should get some consideration for the MVP of the finals. But if you look at the odds in Vegas, and you can bet on anything nowadays, the odds for LeBron are much more, much more likely for him to win the MVP. So the people are betting on it being LeBron, and I think it will be, unless Davis comes out tonight and scores 50 and LeBron has an off night and they still find a way to win. I mean, it'll take that kind of game from AD to take the MVP from LeBron, in my opinion. Now, if the Heat come back and win the series in 7, you're probably looking at a Jimmy Butler MVP. But right now, I'd say it's LeBron's to lose, and his 4th title, his 3rd different team to win a championship, which is I don't think that's ever been done before, at least from a status of leading the team. I think Shaq may have won. No, Shaq may only won with 2 teams, the Lakers and the Heat. I have to go back and look and see, but he might be the only player that's going to win with 3 different teams, and he's taken 5 different head coaches to the finals, I think. Another crazy stat about the Lakers is if they have a lead going into the 4th quarter this year, they are 57-0. So if they're leading after the 3rd tonight, look for them to close it out and find a way to win. Because they haven't lost all year with a lead going into the 4th. And then if you even go back farther than that, when LeBron was in Cleveland that last year in 2018, they were, I think, like 56-1 or something leading after 3. So LeBron finds a way to close typically if they're leading in the 4th. It should be a fun night. We also have Game 5 of the ALDS between the Yankees and the Rays, plus the NBA Finals. So a good night for sports on TV. Wrapping up the NBA, getting close to the World Series for baseball. You got NFL every Sunday and Saturday, and some Mondays and Tuesdays now with COVID kind of causing problems. College football's coming back in the Big Ten here in the next couple weeks. So a really good time for sports, and it's been, if we are going to have to be, a little less active as far as out and about on weekends or whatever it may be, like it is nice to have something to watch. And like you mentioned, Logan, you had to quarantine for 10 days, and you just watch sports and play video games and do your homework. So, guys, we're gonna give a little sneak peek into our next podcast here to wrap up. When we get back from fall break, we're gonna bring you a podcast to discuss our favorite scary movies as we lead into the Halloween holiday, which I'm not really sure if it's a holiday, but we're going to call it one. And
it is now.
Yeah,
Make it one.
It is one. Yes. So, just real quick, give us a movie that you plan on bringing up next week without getting into too much details. Logan Miller here first.
Halloween.
Okay, just keeping it traditional, going with Halloween. Okay.
I'll probably talk about Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Yep. All right. I'm going to be bringing some insight on the movie. Part 1 and Part 2 of It. So
that's gonna be a good
I don't know if you guys have seen It, but we are going to discuss it and dissect it and literally dissect it, as they say in Halloween. But all right, well, guys, anything else to close before we get out?
Before we close, I just wanted to know what you guys' thoughts are on how the Bucks panned out this year, because for the past 2 years they've had the best record in the league, and this is the second year in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of had high expectations going in with Giannis and
Sure.
Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, those guys, but then they got defeated in the second round by the Heat, and they weren't looking the best against the Magic, and then it just in the bubble overall, still in the regular season.
I don't think they were prepared for a bubble situation.
Yeah.
Was the problem. I think when Giannis got into the season, he was ready just to go.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as COVID hit, he kind of just lost all of his momentum.
Yeah.
And I think that was his biggest problem.
Yeah. Wow.
And then they ran into a player, Tyler Harrow and Jimmy Butler. I mean, Tyler only graduated high school 2 years ago, and he's in the finals.
Yeah.
And absolutely lighting it up.
Yeah. Well,
dropping 37.
Giannis won the MVP again, back-to-back years, and some think that he probably should have went to LeBron for what he did, leading the Lakers and leading the league in assists. And so Giannis and the Bucks were definitely the favorites to come out of the East this year, no doubt about it, just because of what they did last year. And then, they're all a year older, a year wiser, a year stronger, whatever you want to call it. But Giannis needs, another guy. He needs that right-hand man like LeBron has with AD.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go back and look at most championship teams, there's usually more than one star on the team.
Or a trio.
There's a duo or a trio.
Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade down in Miami.
Exactly.
For LeBron.
Even if you can go back to Shaq and Kobe, Michael and Pippen,
Add Ron
Bird.
to that
You got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale. I mean,
Bill Russell, Bob Cousy.
John Havlicek. I mean, every team that's – I wouldn't say every team. I'm sure there's a team out there that didn't have that duo or that trio. But nonetheless, most of the time, they need that second guy. And Giannis needs that second guy. Or what you're going to see is Giannis is going to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either going to come down to that or –
I hope he leaves. I think he's wasting his years.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 7 foot tall, that wingspan. You're able to get across the court.
One of the most athletic
in 6 and 7 steps, all the way from end to end. You need to find someone that just is able to, as soon as you get down there in 3 steps, you can pass it off to and shoot.
Yeah.
You just need to go somewhere else and get that person.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yep. If I'm the GM for the Bucks, I'm trying to bring in someone like that for Giannis, or Giannis is going to end up leaving. Is what I think.
Yeah, they need to bring in. They need to bring in. If Giannis is Batman, they need to bring in a Robin. To go with them and pair him up and try to make a run in the East. And the East is up for grabs. I mean, year in and year out, I don't think it's as deep as the West. So, there's an easier path to the finals probably in the East. And then obviously you don't have to go through LeBron. You don't have to go through the Rockets. You don't have to go through the Clippers. So, yeah, Giannis is certainly still in his prime, young, a lot of years to go. So he's off to a great start, 2 MVPs, but he needs that. He knows it too. He needs that team accomplishment and that ring right at the end. Yeah, guys, that's we'll wrap up there.
Yeah.
We're running close to the end of the period, going into fall break. Hope you guys have a great week. Anything else, guys, before we get out of here?
Have a good fall break.
Yes, sir. Make sure you keep checking the website. We'll probably won't be putting many things on there over this next week off, but when we get back, we'll get right back to the news and weekly podcast and newsletters and all sorts of information about North Davies and other things going on, in the world of news. So that's it, and we'll see you guys soon. Have a great fall break.